Hey there, and thank you for checking out this video. I'm Brad of BradleyJohnsonProductions.com, and today's video is about how Jeff Goins' commitment to writing 500 words a day has made me a better and more productive writer. And if you've seen any of my videos before, or if you've read some of my blog posts on my website, Jeff Goins has been one of my biggest writing examples and role models for myself throughout all the years that I've been writing, and he's written a ton of great work himself, and he just does a lot of really good work in the nonfiction writing space. So I've learned a lot from him, and this is a little bit of a video about that. So one of the things that I've learned from Jeff Goins is that in order to be a great writer and a successful writer, you have to commit to the practice of writing, and you have to do it consistently. So something that he has built a number of his courses off of and a couple of his online workshops off of is the practice of writing 500 words a day, whether you want to or not, because if you write 500 words a day for 30 days even, that is going to get you into a writing habit that's going to allow you to really just live and breathe writing, and that's what you need to be doing as someone that wants to make a living writing. And 500 words a day for 30 days can seem like a lot, but if you have different topics that you write about, or if you plot it out a little bit and commit to actually doing it, it becomes easier than you may think. Some of the specifics that have helped me from Jeff Goins and a lot of his writing is practice is the key to mastery. So you won't wake up one day and find that you've mastered writing, especially not without having practiced it every day. And in order to practice it every day, you have to make time for it. So these things may sound pretty obvious, and in all honesty they are, but you have to commit to them and produce those results in order to see the progress that you want to as a writer. And oftentimes there's a lot of romanticism about a writer, being a writer and just doing things that a writer would do. There's kind of just an air about it that if you want to be a writer, you just do it whenever you feel like it. But in all honesty, nothing could be further from the truth, especially in today's day and age where if you aren't writing and getting yourself out there on at least a few platforms, like I've talked about in other videos, you're just going to get lost in the sea of other writers. So you have to commit to it and you have to practice it. And you really do have to do it every day. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for work or doing it, separately. You just have to be writing every single day. So the other thing that I want to mention about what I've learned from Jeff Goins is consistency shows that you want it. So what do I mean by this? Well, consistency means, like I said, not only doing it every day, but making sure that you're not just picking topics that you want to write about just because you are interested in it for a particular week. And in a lot of ways, I'm saying this to myself and not just anyone who's watching the video, because being a writer often means that at least to start, you have to pick something that you're going to be really consistent about and building an audience around. And that's especially true if you're going to be running an email list and offering courses and things like that, because someone who wants to learn how to publish their nonfiction book for the first time might not be interested in gardening, and someone who wants to write a gardening book might not be interested in weight loss, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you get the idea. So consistency is key, not only in your timing and your practice of it, but what you pick to write about and building your audience around that. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is, if you really want something, if you really enjoy it, you're going to make it a part of who you are. And Jeff Goins is also big on saying identity precedes activity. I think it's something that I've also talked about in prior videos of mine. So oftentimes our behavior and who we are as people, or our activities that we partake in as people, come out of how we define ourselves as a person or as a particular individual as part of a group. So oftentimes it can be easier to be consistent with fitness and workouts if you're part of a group that defines themselves like that. And similarly with writing, it's easier to partake in the actual action of writing and make that consistent if you define yourself that way first. Because if you just view writing as a hobby or something that you're going to do in your free time, it's a lot harder to think of yourself as a writer because you're not training yourself to view yourself that way. So those are the best 3 tips I can give you from how Jeff Goins has helped me become a better writer and how he's taught me through his strategies and his training the most important things to embody and recognize as a writer. Thanks for checking this out. Feel free to share if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.